Hello. Welcome friends. Today my topic of discussion is the third video of MCQ with answer from the essay Freedom by G.B. Shaw. I will provide answers directly without options. Now, let's start from the question number 55. Question number 55. As long as we go on, as we are content with a vote and a dole, the only advice we can give one another is that of dash? The answer is that of Shakespeare's Iago, put money in thy purse. Question 56. How does a man make others lose their freedom? Answer is, if one can get the upper hand of other men by force, fraud or trickery, or even by teaching them that it is their religious duty to sacrifice their freedom to you, one makes a slave of others and makes them lose their freedom. Next. 57. What are the natural jobs that cannot be shrinked? Answer. The natural jobs that cannot be shrinked are eating, drinking, sleeping, washing, dressing and undressing. These are all what may be termed man's slavery to nature. 58. What is the object of most actual governments? Answer. Instead of preventing some people being imposed on by others, most actual governments do the exact opposite. They enforce your slavery and call it freedom. Next. Number 59. What is wage slavery? Why did it make its appearance? Answer. When chattel slavery of the Negro sort became uneconomical, it was replaced by wage slavery. Men were engaged, and salary was paid to them for their work. 60. What do the newspapers assure you regarding election? Answer is, the newspapers assure you that your vote has decided the election and that this makes you a free citizen in a democratic country. 61. What sort of slavery is pleasant to man? Answer. Man's slavery to nature is pleasant. Nature forces us to eat and drink, but she makes eating and drinking so pleasant that when we can afford it, we eat and drink to excess. We must sleep or go mad. But nature has made sleep so pleasant that we have great difficulty in getting up in the morning. Question number 62. What is the nature of man's slavery to man? Answer. This sort of slavery is hateful to the body and the spirit. It produces a state of continual civil war called the class war. We do not have peace unless the slavery of man to man is abolished. 63. Which British saint believed that we shall never have peace and stable society without slavery being abolished altogether? Answer. Sir Thomas More. 64. What does the master class desperately try to prevent us from realizing? Answer. The master class makes the most desperate effort, through its parliament, schools and newspapers, to prevent us from realizing our slavery. 65. What is Magna Carta? Answer. It is a charter that King John was forced in 1215 to sign, by the powerful dukes, lords etc. of England. In the charter, the king agreed to respect the rights of every Englishman. It is one of the foundations of the British Constitution. 67. Which character of Shakespeare said, "Put money in thy purse"? Answer. In Shakespeare's drama, Othello, the villain Iago said this. 68. What is the Bill of Rights? Answer. William and Mary became King and Queen of England in 1689. At the very beginning of their reign, the British Parliament passed the Declaration of Rights, which came to be known as the Bill of Rights. This bill limited the powers of the monarchs in many ways. Question 69. What was the Spanish Armada? Answer. It was a vast fleet of Spanish ships, numbering about 130, with which Spain attacked England in 1588. When the fleet reached the English Channel, a gale force wind dispersed it, and Spain was totally defeated. 70. When was the Battle of Waterloo fought? Answer. The Battle of Waterloo was fought in Belgium in 1815, between the army of Napoleon and the combined army of England and Prussia. This was the final defeat of Napoleon, after which he was exiled to St. Helena. It is said that the discipline and training that they received in the playing fields of Eton helped the English officers to defeat Napoleon. 71. What do you know of Trafalgar? Answer. Trafalgar is a Spanish cape, northwest of Gibraltar. In 1805, the British Navy under Nelson defeated the combined naval fleet of France and Spain. 72. Why do the English people not know what is freedom? Answer. The English people do not know what is freedom, because they never had any. 73. What are the wages boards? Answer. Wages boards are organizations set up by the British government to determine the wages of factory workers and settle disputes regarding wages. 74. What are the Factory Acts? Answer. The Factory Acts lay down rules and regulations regarding who protest against the imposture of the ruling class. Factory Acts fix the length of working hours, pay, and working conditions, and all other aspects of factory work. Question 75. What are the people taught about the famous writer? Answer. The people are taught that persons like Voltaire, who protest against the imposture of the ruling class, are atheists, libertines, murderers, and scoundrels. Often, it is made a criminal offense to sell their books. 76. What do the British ruling class do when people make a revolution? Answer. When the people make a revolution, England immediately declares war against them, and lends money to other powers to join her, to crush the revolutionaries, and restore the slave order. Next. 77. What happens when the revolution wins? Answer. Fighting stops. Abuse and calumnies continue till the revolutionized state grows into a military power. Diplomats invite the leaders of the revolutionized state to dinner. 78. What is, as per Shaw, the far more intimate compulsion on you in society, as it is now constituted? Answer. In society, more intimate compulsion on you is that of the landlord, and that of your employer. The landlord may refuse to let you live on his land, if you go to chapel instead of to church, or if you vote for anyone but his nominee, or if you open a shop or practice osteopathy. Your employer can turn you into the street at any moment, and you may be obliged to join the band of the unemployed. 79. Why sane trade unionism would never support more than one big strike at a time? Answer. If all the trades unions struck work at the same time, it would extinguish the human race in a week, and the workers would be the first to die, for they do not have sufficient savings to see them through the period of strike. Hence, sane trade unionism would sanction only one big strike at a time. All the other trades union would work overtime to support the striking workers. Question 80. Do the common workers vote for the members of their own class? Answer. Though 90% of the workers are common workers, it is with the greatest difficulty that a few of them can be persuaded to vote for the members of their own class. 82. What happened when women were given the right to vote in England? Answer. When women were given the right to vote, they did not vote for the women candidates of devoted and distinguished service. As a result, they were all defeated. The women voters elected only one woman, a titled lady of great wealth. Friends, here is the end of the third video of the MCQ on freedom. Friends, next video is coming soon. Thank you. Hope to see you in the next video.